Hey guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra 2 Semester 2 Review E. Remember to show all your work and to write the answers on the lines provided. Otherwise, circle them. So, if h of x equals negative 3x plus 4 and g of x equals x squared minus 4x, find h of g of x. So, what this is telling us to do is that we start with h and then we have to plug in g. Okay, so what do you mean that we got to start with h? Well, that's what's first. So I start with h, which is negative 3. There's my x plus 4, and that x is where I plug in g. So we get x squared minus 4x, and then I distribute. Negative 3 times x squared is a negative 3x squared. Negative 3 times negative 4x is a positive 12x. And then I'm left with the 4. So we got negative 3x squared plus 12x plus 4. And there's nothing else I can do with that. So that is my final answer. All right, number 3. If f of x is 3x cubed plus 7x squared minus 4, and g of x is 4 minus 12x squared, excuse me, we need to find 3 times f of x minus 1/2 g of x. So this 3 is out front, and I'm going to multiply that with 3x cubed plus 7x squared minus 4. Okay, that was my yellow function, and then minus 1/2 times g, which is 4 minus 12x squared. And that was our blue. So the first thing we have to do is distribute. Well, 3 times 3 is 9x cubed. 3 times 7 is 20. Oh, come on, get the right color. 21x squared. 3 times negative 4 is a negative 12. Now I need to distribute the negative 1/2. Half of 4 is 2, but it's going to be a negative 2. And then a negative times a negative is a positive, and half of 12 is 6. So I'm not done yet because I need to try to find my like terms. I've got the 21x squared and the 6x squared, and the negative 12 and the negative 2. So as I rewrite this, we get 9x cubed. 21 plus 7 is 27, or 21 plus 6, I'm sorry, is 27x squared. And then negative 12 minus 2 is negative 14. And that's our final answer. All right, number 3, or number 5, sorry. If f of x equals x, the square root of x plus 4 plus 5. So the first thing to notice is that this is a square root. That's our up 1, right 1, up 2, right 4. I'm going up because it's positive, and then I need to know my initial point where I take the opposite of the 4, which is negative 4, and then the positive 5 stays the same. Okay? So I go negative 4, positive 5, up 1, right 1, up 2, right 4, and then I graph it. Okay? That's different than number 6. Okay? Number 6 has a different pattern. Excuse me. So, speaking of number 6, this one actually might help you because we need to write the equation of the function below. So when we're writing the function, we have to make sure to name it. Okay. Now, right away, I know this is the cubed root because we're going up 1, right 1, down 1, left 1. Okay. Our next would be up 2, right 8, down to left 8, but those points aren't there, okay? So the point that matters is the vertex, that initial point right there. So I know that the x is going to be here. Off to the side, we're just going to write it down. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 4, 5. I would take the opposite of 4, which is -4, and then the +5, which is outside of the cubed root. Okay? All right. So number 9 says to identify the domain and range of the function below. Well, what is it? Look at your point. Okay, the initial point is what? It's -3, -2. Okay, I notice that it's going down. That's going to affect our range. Our domain, though, is the farthest point to the left, which is -3, and it goes to +infinity. Now, our range, since this is going down, our range, our lowest it goes is -infinity, but then the highest it goes is -2. Okay. All right, number 11. When we're rewriting these, remember that the bottom is our root, okay? So the 7 goes inside, that 5 is our root, and then the 3 is the exponent. So following that same thing, when we rewrite it, okay, we have 27. It's the cubed root of 27 to the -2nd. So they want us to simplify that. Well, first we have to find the cubed root of 27, which is 3, and then to the -2nd power. Well, if our exponent's negative, we drop it like it's hot. So then we have 3 squared, and then 3 squared is 9. All right, number 15. When we're doing number 15, we notice that the 4x squared y is on the outside. So we keep it there. And then we're going to start to break everything down. Okay? So cubed root of 24. I can break that up into two things, and that's going to be the cubed root of 8, because 8 goes in there 3 times, and 8 is a perfect cube. Now, my next is the cubed root of x to the 6th, and the nice thing is that's actually going to break down for us. That's going to break down nice and pretty. Okay? And then we need to go off to the side to do the y to the 5th. I want to know how many times does 3 go into 5, and it only goes into there once, with a remainder of 2. So I know right away that I'm going to have 1, and then I'm going to have the cubed root of y squared underneath there. Okay? So as I move on to my next step, the cubed root of 8 is 2. X, I'm going to jump over here real quick because the yellows, that other part's going to be my remainder. That's going to switch to x squared. I'm going to have the y, and then everything in my remainder is the 3 and the y squared. Okay? And now I just multiply. 4 times 2 is 8. It's going to be 8x to the 4th y squared with our remainder of the 3y squared still underneath. Okay? So just remember, we got to break down and keep track of all of our information. All right, number 19. We got to simplify. The 4 is going to come out front. So we got to check the perfect squares after 27, which would be 25, which doesn't go into it. 16 doesn't go into it, but 9 does. 9 and 3. The square root of 9 is 3. And then 4 times 3 is 12. Okay, so I took care of that left side first. Now let's worry about the right side, which I can't really do anything. He's just kind of chilling. And finally I can do something with him because these guys match. So 12 minus 3 is 9, and I'm left with 9 square root 3. All right, and 21. So we need to simplify. We look at the exponents, and they have the same denominator, so I can just add them. 5 plus 7 is 12, and that's 12 over 4. And I want to check, can I reduce that? And yes, I can, because 12 divided by 4 is 3. And that's it. Okay? So, if you have any questions, please come see Ms. Carranza or myself. We would love to help you out. Otherwise, this is the second to last video I'm going to be making for you guys. This is Mr. Grice signing off for Algebra 2 Semester 2 Review E. Thanks for watching.